The nation's teachers are so lowly paid that the General Council of the Guyana Teachers Union has decided to pay striking teachers at least 50% of their salaries over a lengthy period. This was announced by President of the GTU on Wednesday. GTU President Mark Light addressing the media at GTU headquarters on Tuesday. Mr. Light said the GTU and the government has always reached consensus on non-financial matters, but the salary issue is the bugbear in the negotiations with the Education Ministry.
We can go months into this, months, covering as many teachers that proceed on the strike. Right now we don't know the numbers, but we can go months into this. We're in it for the long haul.
He said the government imposed on the teaching service the identical package offered to the public service in recent years, but the government had told the union that the public service package should be seen as an interim measure prior to the implementation of a multi-year agreement that was being pursued by the union. That was never materialized. The result was that the GTU had planned to call a teachers' strike in 2017, but President David Granger intervened and set up a high-level task force to thoroughly examine the issues facing the teacher fraternity and submit recommendations to the cabinet. The GTU claims that the Education Ministry had overlooked those recommendations by the high-level task force and proceeded to do its own thing. President Granger is being blamed for that.
The Guyana Teachers Union lays the full blame, I repeat, of this strike action at the feet of His Excellency President David Granger, who put a task force in place and refused to act on the recommendations made. I know the President meant well when the task force was put in place, but the reality is the recommendations are before us and the government must act on it. The GTU remains a partner with the government and is committed to negotiations from a starting point of 40%. The GTU will be attending the meeting called by the Chief Labor Officer tomorrow at 13:30 hours.
Representatives of the GTU have been invited to another conciliatory meeting with the Labor Department on Wednesday, but the likelihood of progress in those talks appear very dim.
The union has no confidence in the Ministry of Labor mediating in an impartial manner at conciliation. And so we ask at this point in time for neutral persons to mediate on behalf of the union. We'll attend this meeting in good faith with the hope that an arbitration panel will be put in place shortly.
The GTU is being so thorough in its preparation for the strike that the union has undertaken to contact commercial banks, department stores as courts and other entities to which some teachers might be indebted, with a view to seeking the leniency of those entities regarding the debts of teachers. The bottom line is that the GTU is adamant that notwithstanding the allowances the government is willing to offer its members, the union wants teachers to earn a living wage, and the point at which the GTU is demanding that the negotiation starts is the year 2016.
The starting point was 40%, with the hope that we can negotiate our way down to an acceptable percentage. That did not happen. And as I said this morning, the 40% is only for the year 2016. The other years, it's 5%, 5%, 5%. So it's just the starting point of that 40% that we were asking for, right? But we are still willing to negotiate around it.
Reporting for HGP Nightly News, I am Yanis Abrams.